this is what the builder gave us to get in the attic. So we have a very small closet here in the smallest room of the house, which is my wife's craft room. I've got to slide in a 6-foot ladder, and then I can access this 18 by 24 inch little access that they gave us. There's no ladder. Upstairs there's no floor, just joists and insulation. So it's really difficult to move around once you get up there, and this is just not going to work. So after all the years we've been in this house, I decided it's time for an upgrade. So this little project this weekend is going to be abandoning this and installing a Werner attic ladder. This little spot here, which is just outside of that room where the closet is, this is where I'm going to put it. You can cut ceiling joists if needed, but I really don't want to do that. So as it turns out, I've got a joist running about 3 inches from that wall, and then the width is 22.5 inches, and then the other one is here, and that is exactly the width needed for the ladder I will be buying. So all I should have to do is put a bulkhead, I think they call it, on each end of where this opening will be. However, there is an electric wire upstairs running right along here, so I'm off to the hardware store to get some boxes, and I will move that out of the way. Welcome to the jungle. So I'm sitting here in this opening. I brought up a couple pieces of plywood already. So I have a work area. Over here is where the ladder is going to go. That board is the doorway, so I'm going to start just on a few inches this side of it, and I'll be putting a 2x6 there, and then I've got to move this electric wire, and the 54-inch span should stop prior to getting to this where these two boards meet. And this is a load-bearing wall, which is what is giving support to that joint, and that runs all the way down. So that's how they built the house. Alright, so I put in a header 2x6 there and there. This opening is 22 by 54, rough opening. I made sure it was square by measuring diagonal to diagonal. So the next part of this project is going to be to cut this drywall out. I moved this light fixture is what that was, and I'm not ultimately sure where that's going to go, but for now it's just disconnected, taped, and time to get out of here. There she is, the Werner ladder. I'm going to make some rungs so when you get to the top of the ladder there's something to grab onto. Just cut this out. It's the next day. This was actually pretty easy to do. I did it all from upstairs. It's just set in place, resting on the temporary supports, and I have 2 screws through the wood up there, just holding it to the header. Now it's time to shim the sides, make sure everything's square, and put in lag bolts. The lag bolts are in. You can see shims, and everything is square. So it is permanently mounted. I removed the temporary supports. I've extended the ladder down, and the last, or I should say the next step, is going to be to cut off a section about 29.5 inches at the bottom there, and then install the feet. Alright, so the ladder is done. Installed the feet on there, just protecting the floor. I'm still doing work, so I got this drop cloth. And I added some little hand, like an extension of the ladder, just something to grab onto when you go up. I had to move the light, as you can see, to its new home. So I've got to patch in that drywall hole. And I also need to trim that out, get it painted. But that's how the finished product looks. Now I'll show you how it works. Well, let's try it out. There's a little handrail over here on the right side. So I put down a few pieces of plywood so far and screwed them down. Be my flooring. And I have to move the light switch that was over by the old cubby access. And I'm just going to put another light down at the other end so it's a little bit lighter in here. But that's it. That was the Werner attic ladder install.